Hello and welcome to Wonder Dad Gaming. Of course, I am Lemon76 from Wonder Dad Gaming. Thank you for joining me today. So, on our last mouse review video that we did a couple of weeks ago, I asked, would you guys be interested in me doing a paracord mod on the Pictech? Let me go over the numbers again. PC278A. And you guys actually came out and said you would like to see that. So, we are going to try to turn a $6 mouse into a much better performing mouse. Even though this is a very good mouse, if you're interested, go check out that review video. I'll have it up here in the corner. But we're going to turn this, because right now it has this very rubber cable on it, very typical of an office mouse that honestly is not the greatest for gaming. So we're going to take this off today, and we're going to replace it with one of my favorite mouse cords out there. This is the Glorious Ascended cable. This is their super flexible lightweight cable that comes on their wired mice like the Model D, the Model O, the O-, all those. This is a really, really good cable. Of course, I will bring you guys in close and show you guys all this up close and see what it looks like. I did get the blue one. It does come in many different colors: blue, black, orange, pink, purple. But right now the blue one, the black one, and I believe the red one are on sale for like 15 bucks. So all in all, by the time we're said and done, we're going to be turning this, we're going to be probably have invested about almost 20 bucks, about $21 into this guy, and make it a much higher performing mouse. So what we're going to do is we will bring you guys up close and we'll show you what I did to tear this down, what it's going to take to put this little guy in, and why I actually chose this. There's a specific reason other than I really like these cables, why I actually chose this cable over some other mods that are out there you can buy. So there's an actual reason. So if you are new to this channel and you like budget reviews and things along those lines, we do live streams, we do gameplay videos. My horror ones, a lot of people like to watch because they like to laugh at those. And of course, budget reviews, like to this one right here. Consider subscribing and also leave a like on the channel. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And also, big announcement is we are less than 100 people away from doing our next big giveaway. We are going to be doing a game giveaway. So once we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to have a video that will come out that'll tell you all the details how to get entered. But what we're going to do is we're going to buy one lucky person a game. So probably a digital buy, by the way, like Steam or Epic or along those lines. And you'll be able to buy whatever game you feel like within margin. Like, I believe our budget will be $60. So if there's a game out there in the $60 range that you want, we're going to buy it for you. So, we are, last I checked, I don't know what it is the making of this video because I make these in like a week in advance before I post them. So as of making this video, we're at 408. So 92 more subscribers and we're going to do that game giveaway. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away either an Astro headset, the really nice one with the base station, or the Arctis 9 with the base station. We're going to be giving one of those away once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So all the guys, the Wonder Dads, are going to pitch in for that one. So it'll be a lot of fun. So, well, enough for me yammering. Go ahead and bring you guys in, show you what it's going to take to actually take this mouse apart and put this little guy in. And like I said, again, I'm going to show you why I chose this cable. And then we'll back out and I'll tell you, was it worth spending $15 more on a $6 mouse to actually make it worth buying? So, okay, well, now that we are in here, I want to go ahead and show you guys what to do and how to tear this thing apart and all that fun stuff. And this is the Ascended cable right here. I'm going to take it out. I did open it just to make sure everything was in here. And like I said, this thing has a beautiful flex to it. Of course, has their orange logo. Right there, right there. Okay. Now, I did actually take this apart already. And the reason I did that was because I had to make sure the kind of plug I needed for here, for this guy, and also what kind of mounting mechanism you needed. So I'm just going to lift the cage off right now with the top cover. Come on. Come on off. There it goes. And there it is. Now, there's one thing in here that I found when I took this apart is this weight. This weighs about 20 grams and it sits right here. So, and if I remember correctly from my last video, this mouse weighed around 125 grams. So this thing will, if you take this weight out, this will drop it down to about the same weight, close to the same weight as a Razer Basilisk V3. So, I've seen companies do it before. A lot of times by putting a weight in there, it makes it feel more premium because it's heavier, things like that. But I feel even with the weight out, it actually feels a little lighter. I actually kind of like it a little bit better. So I'm actually going to leave this out. Now, eventually, if I do feel like I want it back in, I left the screw right there. So I just can put it right back in. So if you do open up one of these mice, you will find a weight. It'll be sitting like right there. So, okay, well, anyways. So as you can see in here, this is the diffusion layer. So when these LEDs are on, this will light up this whole area. So we're going to set that aside. So we're going to take a look at the board real fast. So see here, here's where your two side buttons are. Put up with these very heavy duty posts. You got your one switch right there for, that's that outside button and your regular ones. And the switches on here, sorry, is HUA, it's a Huneno switches, which are actually a pretty decent switch. But anyways, I'll show you how I actually take this apart. So under these, each one of these feet is a screw. They're very tiny little screws. I'll grab one here real fast for you. These little guys are right here. Each one of these feet, there's one. So what you're going to want to do is actually get a little pry tool and pry up each one of these feet, and you'll find these screws in there. And they're in this, basically 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the silver screws, and then right here will be a small black screw. So that's how you take it apart. Actually, if I flip it over, you can see where they come through at. So now we're going to go ahead and get the cable off. As you can see, the connector is the same. But the biggest reason I chose the Ascended cable, let me go ahead and wiggle this guy out. You can lift the board off of here if you're careful. I wouldn't don't pry on it too hard because you might snap something. But just give it a little bit of a wiggle and this should pop up. Looking at this, I did forget a screw, but hey, this is a learning experience for all of us. Right here, this one that holds the wheel in. Take this one off. Again, another silver screw. Set that aside. Hopefully I don't sneeze and lose it. And there we go. Ta-da! So there's one little screw right there, and here's the wire. Now, again, this is the reason why I chose this, was this guy right here. There's a T on this one too, and this one that are very similar. So what I want to be able to do is put this in this case. I might have to modify it slightly, like trim it down a little bit, but this should fit right here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take this cable off, and then we will put the new one in. So I need a flathead. Get in here. There we go. There it is, right there. There's the old cable. We're going to go ahead and take the old cable out of here. Say goodbye to that because we don't need that anymore. There we go. Okay, real quick, an issue I did run into when I was doing this is on this wiring right here. Let me bring this up. Hopefully it focuses. It does kind of focus. Okay, so you see red, white, green, black, and black. Okay, so this is the wiring that this one had when it came out of the mouse. The one that, and the way this connector is oriented. Now, the Glorious one that I just took out was opposite. So black was over here. It was yellow, black, green, white, and red. So I actually had to do was go in here with, I actually had to pick when I did this. Focus. Focus, dang it. Focus. There we go. I had to take a pick and lift up each one of those tabs to pull these out and then flip them to get the Glorious one to work. So do pay attention to the color orientation of your connectors. So make sure that they match. Just letting you know. I mean, it's modifications. I mean, when you're doing any kind of mod to a piece of hardware, there's usually some snags you're going to run into, unless you're getting something that's OEM to plug in. But okay, so right now, and also I did trim that piece, so this fits in here perfectly. I ran the cable, so now all I got to do is snap this piece into place, like so. There. Now that's in place. Now we gotta put this little screw back in, which is the one that held in the scroll wheel. Basically, it's not really a scroll wheel. What it is, it's the LED for the scroll wheel. So, my head in here real quick so I can take a look and make sure I'm going on the correct spot. Put this screw back in. And when you're putting these screws back in, the nice thing is the way these little screwdrivers I got from actually O'Reilly's, because I'm a mechanic when I'm not on working on computer stuff. And these actually work perfectly for this scenario because I just twist the little finger thing and it like torques it for me. Okay, so everything is back in place. Let's go ahead and make sure everything lights up. I did test this a second ago, so hopefully it continues to work. Okay, that's DPI. There we go. And it is registering on the computer. Awesome. Yay! So let me go ahead and get the shell back in place. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this up and we'll talk about it and see, is this worth your time? Because it's definitely going to take your time to put this in place and do it correctly. Or should you just go out and buy another mouse? So let me go ahead and get this back together. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about, basically, is getting this mod done on your wired mouse, is it worth your time and your money? I'm going to already come out and say yes. I love this mouse. It kind of started off as an underdog in that competition that I did between this, the 502, and the Basilisk, and I ended up really enjoying this mouse. So, and I always said that the one thing that was really truly holding back this mouse was the cord. And now that I got this Ascended cable, which is one of my absolute favorite cables on the market, and like I said, this is the updated one, Ascended cable that you get on the new Model D, the new model, the next run of the O's and all that. So, awesome cable paired with a really nice mouse that only cost me $6. And all in all, yeah, this is a great job. Now, I won't lie, it wasn't just like plug and play, being done with it. I had to switch over to connectors. I actually had to take, let me grab it here. on the Ascended cable, I had to take off this guy, which you can totally do as long as you have like a pick or something. Pull out each connector, flip it around, plug them all back in, and then it plugged right into this mouse. Everything lit up, everything works fine. That was the hardest part I had with all of this. Now, if you get say you don't go with an Ascendant kit, but you go with a different brand or whatever that uses that same 5-pin design, make sure that it has this setup. I showed you a close-up when we were doing the build of how this is set up. As long as this is set up the same way as whatever next cable you're going to get, you should be able to just plug it in and call it good. Like I said, did a couple little small modifications on this to get this to work. Got it all done. And this thing is awesome. Honestly, the Ascendant cable is one of my absolute favorites. You put this thing on a bungee, this thing feels like it's absolutely wireless. And honestly, this is one of the few cables I'll run without a bungee, because I really almost don't even feel this thing on the desk when I'm using it. So, do I think this is worth your time and money? Yes, if you're interested in doing this type of work, trying out modifications, things like that, this is the best way to do it. Get yourself a cheapo mouse, one that's good, but it could use a better cable. Good example, the On lightweight wireless mouse that I did do a review on, and I said that I hated the cable that came along with it. I think if you went through and you did this mod to it, that mouse might be way better than what it is out of the box. So, well, that's pretty much the video for today. Like I said, the only con I really have with doing all this process is it's a little tedious. Sometimes you have to troubleshoot depending on the mouse, because each mouse is different. But in the end, this looks great. This feels great to use. I'm very pleased with it. And like I said, if you're interested in doing this, get yourself a cheap mouse, like something along these lines, then try it. I mean, honestly, truth be told, the cable was more expensive than the mouse. And that's usually how it is. Cable mods and all those guys, they're charging like $20 a cable. Like I said, I got this one for $15, so wasn't too bad. Still more expensive than the actual mouse itself, but it has now the level of performance that a $50 mouse has. So, and now like I said, I did find that weight that was inside the mouse. And by taking it out, like I said, this thing dropped this thing to about 105 grams compared to the 125 grams it was before. So this is really close to the weight of the Basilisk. It still doesn't feel cheap. I mean, I still think it feels like a really solid mouse. So, well, that's going to be it for today. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this mod video that we did. I will have links for both the cable and the mouse in the description below. So if you guys are interested in picking this up, trying this out for yourself, go for it. I say give it a try. Really, I mean, if you do end up messing up, guess what? You're not out a lot of money, and it's worth a shot. It's worth learning something new and trying something different. So, well, again, I am Lemon76 of Wonder Dead Gaming. Thank you for joining me today. If you did like this video, leave a like. It does help out the channel. If you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, consider subscribing, because I do want to do some more modification videos. I'm thinking about doing a keyboard mod video where I take apart my Royal Clutch keyboard and do a stabilizer mod on it, maybe do a Band-Aid mod on it, trying stuff out like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun for the channel to try things out like that. So, thank you for joining me today. I'm Lemon76 of Wonder Dead Gaming. I'll catch you on the next gameplay, the next live stream, or the next review video. And as always,